Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is Enoch McCottrell, who will be fighting on Urijah Faber's A1 combat July 26. Hello, Enoch. How are you?
How's it going, man? I'm doing good, man. How about yourself?
I'm good, thanks. In just a few days, we will be fighting in your another bout on A1 combat. So, if you can tell me, how do you feel, probably after finishing your training camp?
Oh man, this is for me, man. I've been doing this for so long. It's starting to become fun. The weight is coming down perfectly. Training been going well. Sparring been going well. God been on my side, but not having any injuries or anything. So, little minor things that I could just get in an ice bath or just ice up. But other than that, man, everything been looking good, man. Cardio's been great. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited to get the other W as well. So and put on a great show at the Tachi Palace in front of Urijah Faber and pretty much the whole world.
And how many weeks did you have to prepare for this fight?
Oh well, I fought May 26th. So as soon as I got off the cage, I talked to my manager, Jeremy. We walked backstage. I say, man, get me on that Tachi fight, which is going to be next week. And he did his thing, one of the best in the game over there in Iridium Sport Agency. So got on it. I took a week off and got right back into it the next week. So I've just been preparing since May or beginning of June.
Do you like this kind of activity that you fought 2 months ago and right now you will be fighting? Do you like this kind of pace?
To be honest, I do. I feel good. Like I said, like even my last camp, I haven't suffered from any injuries, anything. Me and my team, we've been pretty much smart when it comes down to practicing and being prepared for our upcoming fights. And plus two, we had a couple guys that was already in fight camp as well with me too. So I had extra bodies and extra movements to, get things going with that part. But I kind of do like that pace, and it just keep me going and keep me focused and it keep me dialed in. So,
And did you have any chance to study your opponent, like his style, maybe see some of his previous fights?
oh, absolutely. Definitely locked in on some of his fights and everything. See what he's good at, see what he's bad at, and see the things that he like to do. And that's one thing that I like to do when I study. I like to dial in on the little things, just the little things that he don't even think that he does, but I notice it, and pretty much I see a lot of his bad and majority of his fights, and some of his goods and some of his fights too. But I try to capitalize off everything that he do, and try to get used to his movement and the way that he's engaging on certain things. So I definitely studied. As soon as I got the name, I jumped right on it. Me and my team jumped right on it.
And actually, you are a true veteran of the promotion because it will be your fourth fight. And actually, you could be a 3-0. You, of course, you had some loss, some no contest. But to be honest, you could be 3-0. So with this additional win, you actually can be challenged for the title at least in my opinion.
Absolutely. Man, yeah, with those two my two first fights in A1, my very first fight was tremendously beautiful, but I just made a slightly mistake on my part, and I learned from that. And my second pro fight for A1, which was a close decision, and it could have went either way, but that taught me so much. It just taught me to like, hey, yo, you can't go back to the judges anymore, or if I do go back to the judges, it just had to be straight domination out of the all 3 rounds. And I just got to show the judges like, yo, I'm here. So just learning off those first two just lit a fire under me. And I'm excited though. I just don't hang my head on, what if my record could have been this type thing. I'm just in this motion right now because I'm on the learning stage of trying to be a great professional fighter and a great person with the promotion, and then in the future get to the UFC to be prepared for those type of moments and those type of bomb burning fights.
And actually, bantamweight division in A1 Combat is very good. And the first bantamweight champion was Payton Talbott. So right now he's like big star in the UFC. They also had Billy Brand, who will be fighting on the Contender Series this year. So probably you are in the very good place to get to the ultimate goal.
Absolutely. You know what, man? The names that you brought up, man, it definitely, them two dudes, they definitely motivated me because, you know, we all fight in the A1. You know, you could tell what A1 combat is doing for a majority of these guys that's, you know, get title or have a good record in that organization and just putting on a great show. So, you know, if I can piggyback off the same thing that they doing, who knows? You know, I can definitely get on a Dana White Contender Series or, you know, get to that next level because that's my goal. You know, I got a beautiful daughter, a beautiful fiance that I'm providing for, and those are my motivations to, like, you know, to have a better lifestyle for them and, you know, for them to enjoy every moment that I'm doing. And once I'm done, you know, from fight camp and from the fights, I can enjoy more with them after, you know.
And you previously had like a strong wrestling experience, right?
Yes, sir. I wrestled all my life from 8th grade all the way up to college. You know, went to nationals for college. I did a lot of Greco back in high school, and I was wrapped around a lot of guys in my D2 school, which is called McKendree University. A lot of All American guys that I learned from, good coaches. Coach Kinskin, he's over there still. He's the best in the game that I've you know uh, been around with. The way his work ethic was is just off the rip, and being around that, I try my best to keep that type of motive that I was shown in my high school days, my college, my junior college days, and my McKendree University days. So just that work ethic and that drive, and just to keep pushing until your body just cramp up. You know what I'm saying? So those type of things was like dialed into me in love. I just love wrestling, but my main thing right now too is like to be real round. You know, I want to be real round with my hands, with my kicks, my jits, you know, and then if I do need to use my wrestling, hey, I'm going to use it, you know? So, man, my like I was just saying, like I just love to like improvise everything, put everything all together and just put the art behind it.
And when did you like thought about being a MMA fighter that it can be your like main job?
Can you say that one more time? I'm sorry.
Yes, when you started to consider being a full-time MMA fighter to be in this profession.
You know, man, that's a good question, to be honest, because I always think about that. Like I'll be at my job right now thinking of like scenarios about like, man, when can I, you know, make this a full-time thing? And you know, it's super, super risky, you know, but the type of man I am, I'm always putting my chips on me, you know. I'm always betting on myself. And I feel once I can get the A1 belt and defend it and get that call from Dana White, that'll be the green light for me to make this a full-time thing because I'm there. You know, there's no looking back. Once you get that call from Dana White and just to, you know, be on that playing field, it's just like put your chips on the table now. Bet on yourself. Bet on yourself. So, yeah, that's my goal.
And actually, you also were undefeated as the amateur, but you had some breaks because you had fights in 2017, 2019, but there were some breaks between the fights. So what was the reason behind it?
COVID. COVID messed everything up, I want to say. Because at first, my first fights in 2017, I did two in 2017. I went back to school. I got my CNA license, and then once I did that, I got back in there. Fought twice in 2019. Was going to fight again, but then the whole outbreak came around. You know, so my goal was to fight to defend the 559 belt and, you know, jump to pro after that. But like I said, the world has shut down, and it did kind of, you know, put a damp on everything that I was like planning on doing. But, you know, only thing I can say is like it's only God planning. So once the world opened right back up, I jumped right back into it, and I won a VFS title, knocked the guy out in 15 seconds, and sure enough, 2 months later, I made my pro debut with A1 Combat. So right now, I'm just making up missed times. That's why I'm jumping back in quick, like as quick as possible. I know people love talking about ages and everything, but I don't look at age. I look at work ethic. I look at my 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 uh, my dedication and my drive to what I sacrifice for, and my work ethic. So that's all that matters to me. And yeah, I'm gonna just keep this thing going as long as I can. And if I, you know, get this guy to here the first round, you don't be surprised if I jump right back up in there, probably like September, August.
And right now you are fighting as the bantamweight, but in the amateur, in your amateur fights, you fought as the featherweight. So what is the best weight class for you?
To be honest, oh man, I really feel like bantamweight is my weight class. I feel fast, light. I just feel good. I feel like I'm in better shape than I was in featherweight. I felt like when I was in featherweight, I put on a lot of muscle. Uh, didn't do a lot of cardio as like that. I just made sure I was strong enough to, like, you know, because guys, I'm only 5'5", and guys that's in featherweight is super tall, kind of bigger, you know, and I just made sure I was stronger at that weight class. But once I went down to bantamweight, I pretty much felt like I brought my strength with me. So I did some strength stuff, but majority of the time it was just straight cardio, a lot of endurance things, a lot of explosive, and yeah, I feel like bantamweight is for me. I feel like this it's a beautiful weight class for me.
I think that after watching your pro fights, it's like hard to deny that this is a very good weight class for you, because you looked really good as the like even like cardio wise, like skill wise. So I think that it can be a very good choice.
Absolutely, appreciate it.
And if you can tell me more about your main gym, your sparring partners, your main coach that you are the team that you are right now training with.
So yeah, I'm with my main team. I'm with right now is Tri City MMA, the one that I started with ever since I moved out here from Chicago. My boy coach Bubby, Coach Robert. Those two guys pretty much brought me in the gym, you know, because they heard about my wrestling background, and uh, and I also transitioned over to San Luis Obispo with the pit, train over there with Antonio Buelos, John Hackelman, and obviously you saw my boy Cody Gibson yesterday, who had a phenomenal performance last night. Was like, man, he looked like he's 21 years old in that cage, and he looked beautiful. And I spar with them guys over there, and you know, being around those guys, my team and their team, put them two together. I just feel unstoppable. I feel like nobody can touch me because, like I said, the work ethic with those two gyms is undeniable to, you know, make me into a better person. And plus, you got to look at it. John Hackerman, which is a UFC legend, coach of a legend, Chuck Liddell, Glover Teixeira, you name it, Antonio Buelas. Usually, the list going on and on when it comes down to greatness. When you bring up that man's name, and to be coached by him and him, you know, being in my ear with certain moves and certain things, it like I don't get discouraged. I get excited because, like, man, he's paying attention to me. He sees me. He sees that, you know, he sees something in me. And even with my coaches over here, the same thing as well. They just push me to be a greater me. So yeah, got a good team. Got a good team over here.
And do you have a prospects like you, the young fighters, maybe a little bit less known names, but the guys that you know that they have this great potential that they can be in the UFC or PFL in next few years?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I definitely a couple guys on my team, like on both teams. We got my boys Francisco, my boy Israel, my boy Jose. We got my guy over there at the pit, Eddie. Eddie's looking good. My other guy over there at the pit, Jackson. Like all those guys, man, that I just named right now is like putting that work. My guy Cheetos, Fabian, he's doing his thing too with the boxing and MMA. So, and my boy Chris, he's doing well. It's like, we got a team that's on a mission right now. Those guys like pretty much still in their amateurs and everything, and I'm just trying to be that leader to like, to show them like, hey, this is possible. If I can do it, y'all guys can do it. Let's just keep dialing in with these works. And I make sure I give them calls and stuff, like calling them and like letting them know, hey, we about to hit the gym. Let's go. Let's push it. And since me being a I want to say an OG on the team now, I got to be that leader to push those guys to the next level because I really didn't have no I didn't have no leader when I first started. The only leader I did have was my coach, was Coach Bubby, but he couldn't hold my hand for too long. And I just picked myself up when I feel like my opponent doing more, I go do more. So that's what I'm trying to teach the young guys that's coming up now.
And overall, I think that even amateurs in US is crazy that fighters, especially from like bantamweight, featherweight, lightweight divisions, even if they don't have a pro fights, they sometimes have the kind of crazy experience or they have a few belts on their names. So the probably the people that you mentioned probably are not really known right now, but they can be a big stars like big names in a few years.
Like I said, man, just remember their name, man. They putting on great performance. They just out there, doing everything like amateur boxing, amateur boxing events, amateur Muay Thai events, jiu-jitsu events, like you name them guys they are ahead of the game, I feel like. And I didn't do none of the things that they did. I just jumped into the cage because of my wrestling background. My wrestling was pretty good. But these dudes, they doing it all, which I wish I could have done it. But hey, it is what it is. I'm learning off those guys because of those guys are doing that. So since those guys are doing it, I pick up off what they're doing. So all of us is teaching each other either way. It's like, I can say I'm a leader on the team, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to put that in front of like me learning from the guys that's coming up, because trust me, I can still learn from them guys, and them guys can learn from me too. So yeah, man, it's just remember them guys' name, man, because they putting on great performance, and they definitely look really, really good, and they putting everything together, man.
And after a few years, because right now, of course, that you have like fighting goals, but after you decide to retire, do you plan to be a like coach in the gym?
Absolutely, absolutely, and I always want to give back. My knowledge, anything like my brain goes every day just thinking about uh game planning, and you know what I'm saying. Even if I'm not even fighting and one of my teammates is fighting, I study their opponents sometimes. And then when I go to practice, I try to imitate their opponent. You know what I'm saying? Even like I don't even care if my height or my weight. I still try to move just like that type of person. So, you know, being a coach is definitely something I love to do, man, because the guys that brought me up, coached me, and sacrificed so much to get me where I'm at today. It's only right to give back to the guys that's trying to be in the same position as me. So that's my goal.
And when you have a chance to study like top level fighters, do you have a like name in mind, fighter probably from the UFC that you would like to face, even as the like dream fight scenario, but in your head you would like to fight him?
Oh, say that name again. What was his name?
If you do you have a like fighter that you would like to face in a dream fight scenario?
Oh man, yeah. Oh man, that's a fool.
Many,
I
many,
always try.
many
I try to
fighters.
put my Yeah. I try to put myself in so many scenarios. The fight that I would love to have, I would love just off the respect and just like off of like what he have done, and I still like this guy to this day. Like I like him so much because of his style and his explosive, his speed, and just him. And his Cody Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt, I love to have that fight. He's an exciting person, you know. And when he had the title, man, he was a scary dude, and a lot of people, you know, didn't really want to face him. But I just feel like he's a great fight. Man, his speed, his power, his movement, his footwork, his everything. That's gonna really like have me literally dial in on all his YouTube videos to like really study that guy because that guy, man, he's a legend, man. And it'd be so, I don't want to cuss, but so messed up if he's not inducted into the Hall of Fame because he was a champion. And what he did to Dominic Cruz, man, no one ever did that to Dominic Cruz, not even T.J. Dillashaw. So, man, yeah, Cody Garbrandt is a dream fight I would love to have.
Yes, his performance against Dominic Cruz was I think that really unexpected, but it was one of the maybe even best ever because, like you said, now nobody did it to Dominic Cruz. The things that he did in that fight.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, he's a beast, man. Man, yeah, he's a dog. I love watching him too, just by his speed and his explosive. And I respect the guy. I never met the guy in my life, but just to see that he's not giving up. He's not a person to give up on himself. He's gonna walk out there where he's gonna fight with his shield. So yeah, Cody Garbrandt for sure. I love that dream fight.
And when you are thinking about your future, when do you think there is a like biggest chance for you to be in the UFC?
Ooh. The way I'm moving now, man, hopefully next year or the end of this year, something, man. I'm praying 2025, mid 2025. If I just constantly just get these guys out of here on the first round and just jump right back up in there and staying healthy, that's the main thing is being healthy. 2025, mid 2025 will be my goal.
I think that if the performances will be as great as your last one, I think that it can be like maybe 3 fights and you can get a like Contender Series shot or like something like this.
Oh man, absolutely. To being on the Contender Series, that's that's a great opportunity as well, and definitely to showcase because why the boss man, he's gonna be there right there front center, and put on a great performance in front of that guy. I mean, he can't why deny me, you know what I'm saying? So if I just keep my same energy going while I'm at A1 and then get that call and keep that same motion going, man, the sky's the limit.
Okay, Enoch. So many thanks for the time and for the conversation. I hope that you will finish another fighter, and you will get a few more bouts, maybe A1 combat title, and then the UFC contract.
Hey, brother, man, I appreciate that a lot, man. Hopefully you tune in next week. It's gonna be a barn burning fight. Uh, my opponent, it's a good fighter. I just feel like I'm on another whole nother level right now. My mindset is different, and man, I want to get to that next level. Most definitely, man.